Imagine being able to cut out breakfast and lunch, and as a direct result, becoming healthier. This sounds ridiculous, right? Most of us would have absolute freakouts if we were missing just one meal. We'd begin grabbing enough snacks to get through the day, worried sick about our energy levels, and think that there was definitely something wrong. Our whole lives, we've been told breakfast is the most crucial meal, and it's essential to eat every few hours to keep everything in our bodies chugging along. But here's the surprising truth. One meal a day might actually unlock something incredible inside of your body, something powerful, ancient, that has been sleeping for years, just waiting to be awakened. If you are curious about what really goes on inside your body, when you stop eating all day long, hit that subscribe button right now. Seriously, click it because what I'm about to share with you will completely change the way you think about food, hunger, and health forever. You wouldn't want to miss a single minute of what's coming. Let's take a trip back in time for a second. Go back to our ancestors and their ancestors living thousands and thousands of years ago. They didn't have food-filled refrigerators or grocery stores on every corner. There were no fast food restaurants and no delivery apps. Sometimes they went entire days, even a couple of days, without eating anything at all. And you know what? They didn't just barely survive. They actually thrived. They hunted massive animals that weighed hundreds of pounds. They ran for miles tracking prey. They built entire civilizations from nothing. Their bodies knew exactly how to handle hunger and even use it as an advantage. And the interesting thing is that power still resides deep within your body today. The same survival mechanisms, the same metabolic flexibility, it's all there. Modern life has simply covered it over and made you forget that it exists. So, what really happens when you eat once a day? Let's find out. When you first stop eating in the morning, skipping that breakfast you are so accustomed to, immediately your stomach starts complaining. You feel that same emptiness, that gnawing feeling. Your brain begins to send urgent messages to your conscious mind. Find food now, something is wrong. Perhaps you start to feel a little lightheaded, maybe a little irritable, and short with people around you. Your mind keeps drifting back to food. What you are experiencing is normal and expected. Your body is conditioned and taught over years, arguably decades, that it is supposed to eat at specific times of the day. Right now, it's basically in panic mode, believing there is some kind of emergency. But here's where it gets really interesting and unexpected. After just a few hours have passed, something remarkable changes inside you. That relentless, gnawing hunger that felt so overwhelming actually quiets down somewhat. The thoughts of food become less intrusive. Your body starts to realize and accept the fact that food is not coming right at this moment. And instead of just giving up and shutting down all of your systems, it does something quite remarkable and intelligent. It adapts, it switches modes. The fogginess and confusion you might have expected give way to an actually noticeably sharper brain. Your mental focus improves dramatically and surprisingly. You also do not feel weak or faint as you may have been worried. Instead, you actually feel strangely alert and awake, more present in the moment, more aware of what's going on around you. Some even report a kind of mental clarity they genuinely haven't felt in many years. This is not a magic trick or a placebo effect. It is just straight evolutionary biology at work. Now think about this logically for a second. When our ancestors were hungry, many thousands of years ago, they absolutely could not afford the luxury of lying down and feeling weak and waiting for food to magically appear. They needed fantastically keen senses that would allow them to track and hunt animals with success. They required mental clarity to recall where food sources were located. In other words, hunger actually triggered their brains and bodies to work better and more efficiently, not worse. It was a survival advantage. Your body functions precisely the same today. That ancient programming hasn't gone anywhere. Hunger isn't your enemy trying to destroy you. As a matter of fact, it's your body's means of rendering you more alert and able when you must find resources. Here's the mind blower. Most of us eat because the clock says so, not because our bodies need it. We eat out of routine. We eat because we're bored or stressed. Real hunger That actual physical signal that your body really needs fuel gets buried under all these habits and emotions. Once you start eating once a day, your brain needs to relearn what real hunger actually feels like. You're fighting years of conditioning. But after a few days, something amazing starts to happen, and you begin to understand the real difference between wanting food and needing food. Your body secretes a hormone called ghrelin, the hunger hormone. But then when you start to fast regularly, ghrelin levels balance out in the body. You do not find those fake hunger pangs anymore throughout the day. The urge to eat snacks constantly disappears. It is at this time that you begin to understand how much of our eating is just learned habit and not need. Now, let's talk about the absolutely fascinating changes that are happening in your body at a metabolic and cellular level. As you go without food for an extended period of time, say several consecutive hours, your blood sugar will naturally and typically start to drop. If you are new to the process, this may initially sound scary, but it is quite normal and healthy. Really, your liver immediately steps in like an emergency backup generator and secretes stored sugar in the form of glycogen to keep you going strong. Your body is extremely intelligent and won't just let you collapse or shut down. But as the hours keep ticking by, and you still haven't eaten a morsel of food, your body makes this really fundamental and profound shift in the way it produces and manages energy. A complete switch in fuel sources, it gradually stops running primarily on sugar and glucose from food, and it starts systematically burning stored fat instead for fuel. This incredible process is scientifically termed metabolic flexibility, and it's truly one of the most powerful and advantageous things your body can do. Most of us, in our modern developed societies, have completely and totally forgotten how to do this metabolic switch in our bodies. We eat so very often in every single day that we're practically always running on a constant incoming stream of sugar and carbohydrates. We never ever allow or give our body an actual chance or opportunity to tap into and use stored fat reserves. But when you eat once a day deliberately, creating extended periods of fasting, your body finally gets explicit permission and has the time it needs to access and use what it's been storing and saving all this time. In this fasting period, your insulin levels drop dramatically and significantly. Insulin is the crucial hormone that tells your body to store energy as fat tissue. If you are eating throughout the day frequently, then the insulin levels stay really high almost continuously. Your whole body system remains perpetually locked in storage mode. It's always putting away energy but never making use of it. It's like one is constantly putting money in a savings account but is not legally allowed to make a single withdrawal from the account. When insulin drops substantially during extended fasting, your body can finally enter what is known as burn mode. It can finally access and use what it has stored up. This huge drop in insulin levels can really help with so many different aspects of health. Weight loss and fat burning become dramatically easier and more sustainable. Chronic inflammation throughout your entire body starts to naturally decrease. Your overall risk of developing type 2 diabetes goes way down. Your cells and tissues become more sensitive and responsive to insulin again, which means the hormone works much more efficiently and effectively. The first few days might be rough. You might feel tired, irritated, or even get headaches. That's your body recalibrating itself. But once insulin stabilizes and the body gets into this new rhythm, something starts to change. The fat that's been sitting on your body for years will start melting away, but not as punishment. Instead, you've just freed your body to do what it naturally wants to do. If you like what you are getting so far, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel below, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this. After about 16 to 20 hours of not eating, something remarkable starts to happen in your cells. Your body begins a process called autophagy, a word that literally means self-eating. Your body begins to clean itself from the inside out. Just think about this. Your cells are like a factory running at full speed around the clock for decades. All that time, broken machinery and cellular garbage piles up. Eating constantly never gives your cells a chance to take the garbage out. When you fast, your cells get the chance to take out the trash. Old, damaged cells get broken down and recycled. A Japanese scientist named Yoshinori Osumi won the Nobel Prize in 2016 for studying this process. His research showed that autophagy is critical for preventing diseases like cancer, Alzheimer's, and heart problems. It's like your body has a built-in cleaning system that only activates when you stop eating. Your brain experiences dramatic changes too. Fasting increases something called BDNF, a protein that helps your brain grow new connections. Research shows this improves learning, sharpens memory, and helps your brain resist stress. People who practice eating one meal a day often describe unexpected mental calmness. Their thoughts become clearer, their emotions feel steadier, they're not experiencing constant mood swings from blood sugar crashes. The mental fog lifts. From an evolutionary perspective, this makes perfect sense. When our ancestors were hungry, they needed sharp minds to track animals and avoid dangers. So hunger triggered their brains to function at a higher level. Your brain still has this capability today. Over time, you stop being controlled by hunger. Instead, you control it. You realize you're stronger than you thought. Every hour you wait becomes practice in patience and self-control. In a world built around instant gratification, learning to truly wait becomes real mental training. Now, I need to be honest, eating once a day isn't perfect for everyone. Some people feel exhausted, others get dizzy, or mood swings. Your body might struggle to absorb all necessary nutrients from just one meal. Women especially need to be careful. Fasting can disrupt hormones and monthly cycles. If you have diabetes, thyroid issues, or other health conditions, this approach might not be safe. Athletes might lose muscle if they can't fit enough protein into one meal. There's also a psychological danger. Some people develop an unhealthy, obsessive relationship with food. The pursuit of control can cross into anxiety and disordered eating. The crucial point, fasting is a powerful tool, but it's just a tool. It works incredibly well for some people and not at all for others. You must listen to your body. If something feels wrong, it probably is. For people with chronic inflammation or insulin resistance, eating once a day can help significantly. Studies from Harvard, Stanford, and the NIH show that controlled fasting reduces inflammatory markers and improves blood sugar control. But you need to be smart. Pay attention to how you actually feel, and if you have existing health issues, talk to a doctor first. Scientists have been studying aging for years, trying to understand why some people live longer and healthier, and a huge amount of research points back to the same concepts: eating less and giving your metabolism regular rest. Animal studies show that fasting can extend lifespan by up to 30%. In humans, the data points to improved cellular health, reduced inflammation, and delayed onset of age-related diseases. Fasting doesn't make you immortal, but it optimizes the biological machinery that keeps you alive. Beyond physical benefits, it changes your psychology. That first meal after 24 hours tastes absolutely incredible. Every flavor seems intensified. Your senses sharpen. Gratitude naturally deepens when food becomes less constant. Maybe longevity isn't just about adding years to your life. Maybe it's about adding life to your years. More presence, more awareness, more consciousness about how you're living each day. Fasting isn't some new trend. Ancient people practiced it for thousands of years. Greek philosopher Hippocrates recommended it. Spiritual practices in India, Egypt, and Japan all included regular fasting. These ancient civilizations didn't have laboratories, but through careful observation, they knew that fasting worked. They understood that giving the body rest from food brought clarity and healing. Our hunter-gatherer ancestors didn't eat 3 meals a day. They ate when they found food. Their bodies adapted to cycles of feast and famine. That same ability is still inside you. Modern life has just covered it up with constant food availability. When you choose to eat once a day, you're not doing something radical. You're returning to an ancient rhythm. Your body recognizes. And when you do it, something feels fundamentally right. You feel connected to your ancestors, to your instincts, to the way humans were meant to live. If your body could speak after a day of fasting, it wouldn't beg for food. It would say thank you. Thank you for finally giving me time to rest and repair. But it would also remind you about balance. Fasting is powerful, but your body genuinely needs real food, variety, and care. The key is finding what works for you specifically. Maybe eating once a day is perfect. Maybe it's not. Maybe something in between works better. The point is to pay attention, to listen, to learn about your unique biology. Science has fancy names for what happens: ketosis, autophagy, metabolic switching. But the idea is ancient. Fasting isn't about punishment, it's about discovering what your body can do. It's about finding strength you didn't know you had. So if your body could speak, it would tell you this: feed me when I need it, but don't be afraid to let me rest. I've known how to survive long before you learned how to eat. So here's my question for you. Would you try eating once a day for a week? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if this video opened your eyes to something new, make sure you like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friend. The more people who understand their bodies, the better. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.